Uh, TK, I'm going to introduce George McDermott, secretjustice.com. Sorry, had a little brain lapse there. I want to let you know this man's he's here almost every time something like this is going on. He documents it. He's got his own YouTube, I believe, and I've seen several videos this man's done. He usually catches people out on the sidelines and interviews them. But we're glad to have him today on our stage. I know he's ran for Congress before, and I believe he's running again. We hope that this man will be able to get in there, because with him in there, we could actually get some change in the right direction. I know he's been a very big help. He's come in, he's helped us put the stage together today. He's been a tremendous help with all the bringing the dolly in for us and everything. I'm going to pass the mic over to him. Thank you for being here. God bless you. Yes, most definitely. Come on, George. Come on over. Hey, Jay, can you come up here with me? George? Yeah. Here. This important man is kicked with us. That's a dog. It's still wrong. George McDermott, President. Sir, the mic is all yours.
Hello, my name is George McDermott. Hello, George McDermott here, Secret Justice News, secretjustice.com. I'm here today to, as a follow-up of everything that I have heard for the last 2 days.
Mike.
As a follow-up to everything that I have heard for the last 2 days, we have heard horror story after horror story after horror story of where our government has failed each and every person who came here. This is but a fragment of failures that are happening routinely on a daily basis across our nation. This is not the America that I was born into. This is not the America that our founding fathers fought and died for. This is not the America that John F. Kennedy took an oath and allegiance of office in 1961 to become the president of this great nation. As a Christian president, I believe he was murdered because people did not want a Christian president at that time. I've taken the I went on the internet last night and I copied a segment out of his inaugural speech. Do anybody remember exactly where they were on the day he was inaugurated in 1961? Is that I remember where I was at. I was sitting in front of a little 12-inch TV in Newark, New Jersey, glued to it, watching this enormous event happen. I remember where I was at the day he was murdered. And it saddens me that this nation has denigrated to such a level that this House of Representatives has turned its back on the peoples of these United States. They have allowed corporate America to come in and completely denigrate our legal system. The American Bar Association now controls 90% of the United States House of Representatives, 90% of the Congress, almost 99% of every court, over 75% of the agents in the FBI are American Bar Association. All your public defenders are American Bar Association. All your people in CPS are taking courses in to become lawyers. And yet, these horror story after horror story comes up. They recognize the problem, but nobody will step into the blue wall of silence and report another one. Nobody will. One judge will just look the other way if he sees another judge robbing the rights and liberties of our citizens. It's happened time and time again, and I have probably an excellent record of what's happened. I've seen people put in jail. I've seen families destroyed, children stripped from their homes. And I'm tired. I'm really tired of it. This is from Kennedy's inaugural address. Excuse me if I read it a little. Renewal as in change, for I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. Every person who has went to the courts goes before a lawyer, a judge, a magistrate, everybody in CPS, everybody who's in government office swears and opposed to take the same oath and affirmation. Nobody adheres to that oath and affirmation. Nobody in this Congress adheres to it. I believe that there's like 20 congressmen and senators right now that are under criminal investigation. Do they get thrown out of office immediately? No. They lawyer up. They cost the taxpayers tens of millions of dollars defending their thieving acts. Nobody will say anything. Tom Jeffers right now, they catch him with $100 grand and marked money from the FBI in his own freezer. And he's still a congressman. When is it going to stop? Is this justice for Americans? If they go into someone's home and they find that he's got 2 grams of marijuana, they arrest him and put him in jail. They strip him of all his rights. They make him a criminal. When did we become a 2-class society in this nation? One society is if you belong to the Justice Department, or the Justice Department in the United States is now the single largest employer in the United States. It overtook General Motors several years ago. Why? Because it employs these CPS workers, it employs psychologists, it employs the doctors who overdose our children in medication, it employs the social worker, it employs the health care providers, it employs the guardians at Lightham who are supposed to protect our children. They're not doing their job.